Shalom. Call Halaim like Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah Bashem, or Kakwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And it says your Shalom to 144,001 Now, this is some big news. The UK is going ahead with a digital ID. All right. So let's dive into it. Before I go into more detail on how this digital ID will work, it says more than 1.1 million people have now signed an online parliament petition saying the government should scrap the plans for a digital ID scheme. Yeah, everywhere you see online, nobody's saying, "Oh yes, this is good," because why do you need a digital ID for if you already got a passport, driver's license, and whatever the UK version of a social security number is, or if it's called a social security number there, I don't know, birth certificate, all those things. Well, what you need, what is the need for a digital ID? Isn't it obvious? It's all leading towards the MOTB. You see, Esau, what he's going to do is he's going to implement these digital identifications to centralize it, because once you centralize something, it's easier to notice when something's out of place. It's easier to target individuals. And then once they have things centralized with the ID and then make the money digital, then he's going to swoop in with that MOTB. All right. This is all leading to the MOTB. And by the way, the UK, specifically England, is the financial hub of the world. It's not the US. The US has the global reserve currency, but the financial hub of the world is undoubtedly the UK. The majority of foreign exchange transactions happens during the London session of the Forex market, not the New York session. Okay, the majority of money that moves, that is being pegged to the US dollar, that's a fact, but it's moving through London. All right. So the digital ID, okay, you're gonna, if you're, it's gonna be mandated for adults, but they're gonna peg it to the newborns and adolescents, and they're gonna peg it to them. They're gonna peg it to people. It says all adults in the UK will need the digital ID before at the end of the parliament or whatever in the UK. And if you look online, people in the UK saying nope, they're gonna resist it, and you very well may see riots in the UK, like you saw in what was it, Nepal and Indonesia. You very well may see that in the UK. I mean, it's obvious, it's blatantly obvious that this is not to stop immigration like they're saying. This has nothing to do with immigration. They're even proving the fact and bringing out how this is not going to stop immigrants from getting housing and jobs and whatnot. It's all to basically enslave these people, digitally slave these people. All right, that's the whole goal of the MOTB. Okay, a digital form of slavery. Let's go to Psalms 94:20. Shall the throne of iniquity, what is iniquity? Sin upon sin. The throne of iniquity. So the king, the rulership of iniquity. How is this the rulership of iniquity? Job 9:24. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by Allah? Yeah, digital ID is a mischief. All right. The MOTB, because the beast system, okay, the beast system is essentially these Edomites, these devils all around the world, influencing these other countries to make everything digital, money digital, your whole entire life, information digital, and then turn you into a cyborg slave, right? A cyborg is a human with mechanical parts, technology inside of their body. And that's what the MOTB is. All right. It's the C hip that's going to be implanted in your head or in your hands. All right. And that C hip is going to have everything you need, right? Supposedly it's going to have your money, your ID. It's going to have all that in the C hip, which is the MOTB. And with that, if you do something they don't like, well, they're going to cut you off, right? They're going to make you a ditch digger, right? They can instantly, he's going to probably have more than likely have a tracker on you. They're going to know exactly where you're at. You can't hide. They're going to enslave you. This is what this digital ID is leading up to, all right? And these devils, they're devils. This is a devil. This is probably a small hat too, okay? They're not doing this. You see, they lie. Esau likes to lie. Let's get that. This is Job 8:44. Ye are of your father, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, so this is going to Cain, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. So when these devils say, oh, we're gonna force you, to have a digital ID so we can stop migrants. And by the way, they caused the migrant crisis, these Edomites, these devils, right? And we're gonna do this so we can just stop the immigrants, which they know it's not for that, obviously. And there's people coming out proving that, hey, no, like they had the digital act where you need your ID or something to prove you're 18 to use YouTube and Reddit and all this other stuff. And then when they came out, and then once they passed it, they said, oh, no, we didn't do this to protect children or whatever. We did this to control you, to enslave you, right? Let's go to Habakkuk 2:1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I'm approved. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run that readeth it. Yeah, we're making it plain. We're breaking down the scriptures to you with 100% accuracy that the MOTB is a C hip and everything you seeing is going down the path to the C hip. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So things are going to speed up. All right. And we're going to see, like you had Vietnam too. Vietnam, they supposedly in the tens of millions of bank accounts were frozen or something to some type of biometric scan. Then you got Mexico coming with their biometric scan next year. So things are going in that direction. All right. And then soon, we don't know exactly how these devils are going to do it, but and pretty much all over the world, if you don't take that C hip, they're going to put you to death. Now, again, we don't know how exactly they're going to, like, where society is going to be, okay, when they start mandating that C hip. I would assume that society will be in a very, very disastrous, very chaotic, lawless type of environment when that point comes where, oh yeah, if you don't take this C hip, we're just gonna kill you, right? Because let's get that. This is Revelations 13 and 15. And he had power to give life into the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So if you're not down with the system that's being spearheaded by the UN, WHO, WEF, NATO, all right, that's all a part of the image of the beast right there. All right. When they start coming with this digital slavery, which they've been talking about for years, and we've seen the next steps in that, if you're not down with it, they're just going to kill you, right? So they're going to kill a lot of people, right? With the sword, pestilences, all right? So you got to ask yourself, do you really think society is going to be still, law and order, still regular people in motion how they are now? Probably not. It's going to be a very Mad Max, what's another one? I can't think of another one, but a very Jericho, a very rough societal decay, collapse type of environment that'll justify, killing people for not becoming a digital slave. Because you got to understand where we're heading. We're fighting, all right, against these devils that are trying to enslave humanity with forced, all right. Because if you're saying take this or I kill you, that's you're basically forcing them either have your life ended on the earth or become a digital slave, right? And then they're gonna again, Esau gonna have his robots. He's gonna have this AGI. AGI is coming soon. Artificial general intelligence. All this is coming to pass. And people are not gonna just be like, some people are gonna bend the knee to it, but a lot of people aren't. Let's get that. And you got to remember, these devils, they want to kill off the majority of the population. It's not like they want everybody to be alive, okay, when things are popping off. When they start implementing the Shehib, a lot of people are going to get put to death. This is 2 Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time wherein the highest Yahweh will begin to visit the world which he made. All right. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, all right, and we see that. We see the earthquakes. We see the uproars. The uproars aren't going to stop. They're not going to decrease. They're going to keep going. There's going to be backlash for this digital ID. And there's going to be backlash for the biometrics and all this other stuff. People are going to riot. They're going to fight back. And how do you think people are going to feel about become a cyborg slave? All right, get technology implanted in your body or die. How do you think people are going to feel about that? It's going to be what's that movie, Demolition Man? It's going to be like Demolition Man out here. People underground, off the grid, trying to escape. Because you think, again, society is going to reach a point. You gotta visualize and understand what times we're entering, okay? We're entering a time where Esau's going to have these robots out here. He's going to release these pestilences. Don't forget those people that took the you-know-what. All right, about half a decade ago, just under half a decade ago, people took that you-know-what, and their bodies are giving off a Bluetooth signal. We gonna see. We can't forget that. That's gonna be something, right? These other pestilences, all right, these wars. You're gonna have these cyber attacks, bank runs, hyperinflation. All these things are coming to pass, man. And it's and the only ones that's going to stand tall and conquer this evil, over ascend this evil that's coming is the elect. Let's go 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. And it reads, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." So it's going to be civil war. Okay, again, Esau is not going to just have the majority of people being like, yes, yes. People are going to fight back. You're going to have these, specifically here in Babylon the Great, you're going to have states break off. You're going to have Texas potentially break off. California, Idaho, all these states are going to be like, yeah, screw you, right, to the feds, basically, the federal government. They're going to break off and be an independent state, basically become their own country. You're going to see stuff like that happening. And then other parts of countries are going to do the same thing. People are going to rebel. Verse 17, "And a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." Yeah. You're going to have, again, roadblocks, checkpoints. People may blow up bridges, blow up roads, block off roads. So a roadblock, basically, all right? Checkpoints. Hey, a checkpoint may not just be, like the government or the military. You can have the elect with checkpoints. The elect can put checkpoints, right? You can have these militias with checkpoints. You can have people that have a more unified type of town or whatever set up a checkpoint. Like this movie, Stakeland, the first one, Stakeland. The second one, Stakelander, I think that's what it's called. That one kind of sucked. But the first one was pretty good. And it was this, so just to give you a brief synopsis on the Stakeland, it's a movie where vampires is basically like a zombie apocalypse, but with vampires, okay? And it's this guy, and he's a very good vampire hunter. And he has an apprentice who he's teaching to basically do his job, right? To be a very good vampire hunter. And he had this town where he would frequently visit to hang out, chill, city stuff, right? And in order to get into the town, you have to get past a checkpoint. The checkpoint was, men with guns, weapons, and a train. They used a whole train to block off the town. The road to get into the town was blocked off by a train. You see? So guess what? You're going to see stuff like that. All right? In this Jacob's trouble. Checkpoints like that. You want to go to this city, right? And it's blocked off. You want to escape this city, it's blocked off. They showed you that in The Last of Us too. Okay? This is what The Last of Us is a good example. You see what's coming. Chaos is gonna come. Okay, you're gonna see these cities, and Jacob's trouble is gonna be a decent amount of time, man. It's not gonna be Jacob's trouble is not gonna last a year. Okay, it's gonna last quite a while. The reason why is because the scriptures tells you. Let me get that. If I can find it, I'm sure it's in 2nd Esdras. Okay, perfect. 2nd Esdras 16, and I'm gonna start at verse 74. "Hear, O ye my beloved, saith Yahweh. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh is your God." So this is talking about Jacob's trouble. All right, if you read the whole chapter, or around the 50th verse, I think, verse 70, verse 76. "And a guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith Yahweh, let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves." Actually, no. This is not what I wanted. Give me a moment. I think it is in Second Ezra, the 16th chapter, though. All right, yeah, Second Ezra 16 and verse 28. For a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks. And as an orchard of olives upon every tree, there are left 3 or 4 olives. So people, is going to be mass death. Okay, the overwhelming majority of people are going to die. Well, how? How are they going to die? Pestilences, starvation, the sword. Okay, pestilence is all these different types of diseases. You got STDs, you got hemorrhagic fevers, you got the flu, you got infections, famine, starvation, dehydration, and then the sword is a violent death. Like suicide would still be considered like getting killed with a sword, all right? Because you just killed yourself, all right? Somebody killing you, an animal killing you, all right? A robot killing you, right? The sword. Okay. Verse 31. Even so, in those days, there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. So people is going to be like these apocalyptic movies where people are roaming around with weapons. They see another human being. They running up on you. They're going to fight you and try to kill you, or keep you alive to do whatever they want to you. They're going to take your clothes, take you, eat you limb by limb, whatever. All right. And they're going to have rifles when they run out. When people run out of ammunition, which is not going to take that long, by the way. I mean, depending on how the mass death happens, and how pestilence works. Like, for example, if there's a pestilence that transfers by touch, now people are going to have to be careful how they touch things, right? Once bullets run out, what are they going to do? Go watch the movie Doomsday. What they had, sticks, and they put nails in the sticks. They put saws and sharp items on just wooden sticks, and hey, there you go. Verse 32. And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel there through. So that lets you know that what we're coming into is going to be Jacob's trouble is going to last a while, man. It's not going to be no one and done. It's going to be a time period of basically what you see in these movies, these apocalyptic movies. It's just going to be far more deadly, far more serious, far more lethal than any of these movies. It's going to be like a time like never before. Now let's go. I'm going to end this off in Ezekiel 30, the 33rd chapter. Okay. Ezekiel, the 33rd chapter. Verse 3. If when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his own blood shall be upon his own head. He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning, his blood shall be upon him, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. And the Most High, Yahweh, is the dictator of who's going to take that warning, which is the elect. Okay? That trumpet is being blown. Repent, right? Come back to your nationality, your heritage as a Hebrew Israelite. The true names of the only begotten Son, Heavenly Father, is Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Okay? The MOTB is a C-hip. The so-called white man is the Edomites. And the society is about finished. All right? Let me end this off in the final verse, verse 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. So these Jakes in the world that have been warned, and they are able to somehow muscle through this collapse. Because, don't get it twisted. There's Jakes out here that are preparing for societal collapse. All right. I follow preppers. Now, could they be chocolate covered Edomites? Potentially. But they do seem like they're Jakes. All right. They're spirit. And they're preparing for society to collapse, man. They're going off grid, getting their homesteads and growing food, building up security. Those people will last. They're going to last, right? They're going to last for a while, all right? The chances of, a large group of marauders searching the houses with the sword, right? That's a marauder. The chances of a marauder finding somebody that strategically placed their property, their territory, is a very low chance, right? But guess what? You can't dodge these nukes, man, that are going to pelt this place. They're going to eat a nuke, or a robot, or something pulls up on them and tries them. All right, so there's no escape of judgment. So with that, shalom.